Have you ever wondered what it would be like to witness the raw power of our planet unleashed? We're talking about volcanoes, majestic, terrifying, and a constant reminder that the ground beneath our feet is alive. Today we're diving deep into Volcano Watch 2025. We'll explore which fiery giants are rumbling, how scientists are keeping an eye on them, and the biggest question of all, are we truly ready for the next major eruption? First, let's talk about the hotspots. All around the world, there are volcanoes showing signs of restlessness. In Iceland, the Reykjanes Peninsula continues to be a major concern. After decades of slumber, it's woken up with a vengeance, threatening towns and infrastructure with repeated eruptions. Scientists there are using an incredible network of GPS sensors, seismometers, and gas detectors to provide warnings, sometimes just hours before magma breaks the surface. It's a real-life race against time. Then there's the Pacific Ring of Fire, home to about 75% of the world's active volcanoes. In Indonesia, Mount Merapi, one of the most active and dangerous volcanoes on Earth, is under constant surveillance. Its history of powerful, fast-moving pyroclastic flows means that hundreds of thousands of people living on its slopes depend on early warnings. The Indonesian Center for Volcanology and Geological Hazard Mitigation uses a color-coded alert system and community-based monitoring to keep people safe. It's a testament to living with and respecting volcanic risk. And we can't forget about the United States. In the Cascades, Mount St. Helens is still rebuilding its magma chamber after its catastrophic 1980 eruption. Further north in Alaska, the Aleutian Islands are a hotbed of activity that can disrupt global air travel. The US Geological Survey, or USGS, uses a combination of satellite imagery, ground-based sensors, and even overflights to create a comprehensive picture of what's happening deep underground. Their work is crucial for aviation safety and protecting nearby communities. So, how exactly do scientists predict an eruption? It's not about a crystal ball, it's about interpreting the mountain's whispers. Before an eruption, a volcano often gives clues. The ground might swell or bulge as magma rises. We measure this with incredible precision using GPS and satellite radar. There's often an increase in small earthquakes, a swarm of tremors as rock cracks to make way for the magma. Volcanologists listen to this seismic drumming constantly. And finally, the volcano's breath changes. The types and amounts of gases like sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide seeping from vents can tell us if fresh magma is on the move. By putting all these pieces together, scientists can build a forecast, much like a weather forecast, assessing the probability and potential scale of an eruption. But a forecast is only useful if people act on it. This brings us to the human side of the equation: preparedness. Being ready for a major eruption is a massive undertaking that involves governments, scientists, and every single person living in a volcano's shadow. So, what does readiness look like in 2025? On a large scale, it means having clear, well-rehearsed evacuation plans. It's about creating designated safe zones and ensuring that communication channels, from emergency sirens to social media alerts, are robust and reliable. We've seen great examples of this in places like the Philippines, where drills for the eruption of Mount Pinatubo in 1991 saved tens of thousands of lives. The key is communication and trust between scientists and officials. Technology is playing an increasingly vital role. Drones are now used to map hazardous zones and sample gases without risking human lives. Advanced computer models can simulate how ash clouds will spread or where lava flows and mud flows, known as lahars, will travel. These models help planners make critical decisions about which areas to evacuate and which routes to use. This isn't science fiction. This is the cutting edge of disaster mitigation. But preparedness also starts at home. If you live near a volcano, do you have an emergency kit? Do you know your evacuation route? One of the most significant challenges is complacency. When a volcano is quiet for years or even decades, it's easy to forget the danger. That's why public education is so important. Community meetings, school programs, and accessible information help maintain a culture of awareness and ensure that when the alert is sounded, people know exactly what to do. However, we can't ignore the challenges. False alarms can erode public trust. Predicting the exact timing and size of an eruption remains incredibly difficult. And in many parts of the world, a lack of funding and resources hampers monitoring and preparedness efforts. A super-eruption, like the one that formed Yellowstone, is a low-probability but high-impact event that would have global consequences, affecting climate and food supplies. Are we ready for that? Honestly, that's a scenario that keeps even the experts up at night. The scale would be almost unimaginable. So as we look at Volcano Watch 2025, the picture is complex. Our ability to monitor volcanoes has never been better. We have incredible technology and dedicated scientists working around the clock, but the threat remains real, and our preparedness is a chain only as strong as its weakest link. Whether that's a sensor failing, a breakdown in communication, or a community that doesn't take the threat seriously. The story of volcanoes is the story of our planet's dynamic and sometimes violent nature. By studying them, we not only protect ourselves, but also gain a deeper understanding of the forces that have shaped our world. The next big eruption is not a question of if, but when and where. And our readiness today will determine our survival tomorrow. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive. What are your thoughts? Do you live near a volcano? Or have you ever experienced an eruption? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this interesting and want to learn more about our amazing planet, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Stay curious, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.